going to switch over to focus on refining our business object. We'll do this from our data designer, where we can see a list of the business object we created so far. For each business object, we can see all the fields that we have defined, and from this place we can also define new fields. For example, over here we're going to define the total donation field, which is going to take the amount of donations we collected so far for an organization. Clicking on the pencils would bring up the property sheet for this field, where we can define various properties, for example, an aggregation. Here we're going to total the donations that were done for each organization. Simply like that. Feel free to further explore the property inspector and see which other attributes you can set for each one of the fields. Click Save to save your changes. Let's switch over to the donation object and add another field here as well. Here we're going to add a Boolean field that indicates whether a donation is a big donation or not, like that. We're going to control whether a donation is big or not using a business rule. In the business rule area, you can define triggers and validators for fields and for records. Here we're going to define a trigger that is going to be executed each time that we're doing an insert of a new record. Okay. The flow can start with a condition. We'll add a condition to check if the donation is a big donation. We'll give it a name, we can give it a description, and define the condition. We're going to use a simple condition here to check whether the donation is greater than a certain amount. If the condition applies, we're going to add a new rule. We'll update a record, update the big donation field, in our case, to be of value true. Apply the trigger and save your changes. Now let's get back to the user interface to see how we can use the new fields. So in the page designer, we're going to add one more field to our table. Okay, we'll add the big donation field right here. As you can see, all the values are empty right now. Our business logic would start to execute from now on. We're also going to add the field for the total donation from our organization object to the page, simply by dragging and dropping it from the database area of the left side. Let's run our application. You can see the total donation so far for an organization, and let's create a big donation. We'll put in the values, and since this is a big donation, our business logic is going to execute. And you can see the check mark for the big donation has been applied and the total has been recalculated.